A government social worker was visiting the farms up in the New England states, and he was authorized to extend funding to those who were struggling. And he came across a little farm run by an elderly widow. She just had a few acres she was farming. She had a little house. It was clean, not much furniture inside, and what was there was pretty old and worn. And he noticed that there weren't any screens on any of the windows to keep the summer flies out of the house. And the outside of the house needed paint. A lot of things needed fixed up a little bit. And he asked her, he said to her, if I were to give you a few $1,000s, what would you do with it? And her response was this. She said, I'd give it to the poor. You see, she saw herself differently than he saw her. Her needs differently. She saw other people differently and their needs. She saw the world in a way that was alien and strange to him and our purpose in that world. A year before I was ordained to the priesthood, my parents went on a journey to track down some of our relatives abroad. My dad, he's a mutt. I'm a mutt on my dad's side. He's German, Scottish, Irish, and Welsh, a whole conglomerate of countries. But my mom's family is pretty pure. I mean, they're all Slovak. I'm half Slovak. And we still have some relatives in what is now the Czech Republic. And they told me that as soon as they crossed the border, it was like darkness enveloped them. There was such an oppressive poverty in this area of the world that you could taste it in the air. They went into a grocery store, and while there were many shelves, there was almost nothing on those shelves. On the top of one shelf, they said they saw a can of potatoes. Another shelf, maybe 2 cans of beet. One other thing, pasta on the lower shelf. Almost nothing on the shelves in the stores even. And yet, those relatives welcomed my parents with greater hospitality than they had experienced from any of their other relatives. They were welcomed into their home and given a wonderful meal. They noticed that they were given the choice portions of all the dishes that had been prepared. And then before my parents left the house, they presented them with a little package. And they said they wanted them to give that package to their son, to me, on my ordination day. And I can remember that on my ordination day, I received many, many wonderful, wonderful gifts. That when I opened that package from my relatives in that part of the world, I was overwhelmed. They had nothing. And yet somehow, they had collected the materials, the fine threads, and they had put together this beautiful stole, this white stole. It's one of my prized possessions. Just incredibly beautiful. And I know they couldn't afford it. They saw themselves, their needs, differently. They saw the world and their place in it differently than most people. Now, with the story about a widow putting money in the offertory, I know that some of you are thinking, oh no, Father Leo's going to talk about tithing again. We did that already. Tithing is just the first step for us. It's like welcome to the membership. But in our hearts, we know that in the new covenant, that we are called to something different. Our readings today are sandwiched by 2 widows who are willing to trust God. And their sacrifice, their willingness to trust and to hold nothing back, mirrors the love of Christ. It's interesting. The church has put together these two witnesses, these two widows, and they're sandwiching another passage from the book of Hebrews when we hear about Christ's sacrifice, his eternal sacrifice. Oh no, he did not offer the blood of other animals. He did not give up what was in surplus, but he gave what he had, everything that he had. He gave his life for our salvation, and it is beautiful to behold. We know that we are here in this place, in this holy space for this divine liturgy, not so that we might become like distant cousins to our Lord Jesus Christ, not so that we might imitate on a good day some quality of his. Oh no, we come here and we walk down this aisle with our hands open to receive the body and blood of Christ, to receive the whole Lord into our house, into the temple of our bodies, so that he might live in and through us, so that we might live in communion with him, so that the world will know the love of Christ. Because you love like he loves, holding nothing back. I see this in the way you love your children. May the world see this in the way we love those who are hurting. The only way this is possible is by being conformed to Christ. In coming here to this space, to this divine liturgy, where we can be swept up in the love of God, so that we can't help but to love as we have been loved. Because the reality is, we see ourselves and our needs differently. We see others and their needs differently. We see the world as Christ sees the world. And our purpose in it, to extend his love, his mission to those around us.